I've seen a lot of games, and I have a feeling this one is going to be special.
Week 8 of the NFL Greatest Team season begins in Shea Stadium. 5-1 Dolphins, 2-5 Jets. Marlon Briscoe grabs his 6th touchdown of the year, and the Dolphins jump out to a 14-6 lead after 3, and the defense preserves a huge division win, 14-6 on the road against the Jets. Meanwhile, the 99 Rams hold the best record in the NFC at 6-1. Part of what makes the Lions the lone winless team in the league is their putrid defense. They give up an 82-yard pass on the first play of the game to Marshall Faulk. Robert Clark goes for 62 in response, then a 3-yard touchdown. But this was all Rams in the second half. Warner now has a league-best 19 touchdown passes this year, and St. Louis is a league-best 7-1 overall, fresh off of this road win. The 4-2 Seahawks and the 3-3 Cowboys in a game that had all the billing of being a classic. The Legion of Boom coming in 4th overall in total defense against the triplets, and all 3 of those Hall of Famers came to play early. Aikman finds Irvin for this 33-yard touchdown, his 3rd scoring grab of the season. But this game was all Dallas. Smith in for the score. It took until the 4th quarter for the Seahawks to find the end zone in a Dallas blowout. 30-14, the 92 Cowboys win at home. Now this game did live up to the building. 98 Vikings, 96 Packers in a battle of 2 quarterbacks playing some great football right now in the Greatest Team season. Cunningham does make a big mistake early though with this second quarter interception. 106 yards returned by Doug Evans. PAT is no good, so the Packers lead late in the half 9-0. Then Cunningham comes back with consecutive touchdown passes. This one for 61 to Randy Moss. Minnesota leads at the half 14-9. Green Bay controlled the 3rd quarter though. Favre finds Robert Brooks here, and then on 2nd and goal, Dorsey Levens the tailback with a 2-pointer, then a field goal. They lead by 6 late. Levens had a chance to win it though, but he stopped on 3rd down. And from Minnesota, winners of 2 straight, including their last in overtime, they need a big play, and they got it to Reed. That's 92 yards for the touchdown. Minnesota leads by 1. Brett Favre puts together a great drive here, and even though Cunningham earns the Player of the Game award, it's the Packer quarterback who puts them into position for the win off of this completion to Don Beebe. And with just 6 seconds left in the ball game, Chris Jackie and a chip shot. It was close, but he hits the field goal to win the game. Green Bay comes back from an 0-3 start, and they have won 4 in a row and are right there in the thick of things in the NFC North off of this huge win. 2011 Texans to the 1990 Bills. Winner improves to 4-4, and Houston made a huge statement early in this one. A pick 6 in the first quarter to Jonathan Joseph, then off a Schaub touchdown pass to Andre Johnson. Houston leads on the road 21-6, but kudos to Buffalo for storming back late in the half. This 57-yarder to Don Smith was followed up by a touchdown to Reed, and the Bills take the lead off a field goal 25-21. Under 2 to go, Schaub has a chance to be the hero today. First down to Walter. It appears he threw another first down to Johnson, but a controversial chain measurement listed him inches short of the first down. Houston's got to go for it out of timeouts. 4th and inches to keep the game alive, and Bruce Smith, one of the greatest defensive linemen in NFL history, delivers the clutch 4th down stop to seal the Bills' win. What a play from Smith, and Buffalo survives in a huge 15-point comeback victory, 25-21. Shannon Sharp Bowl between the 1998 Broncos and the 2000 Ravens. Denver's lost 2 in a row, fell behind early in this one, 7-0 in the half, but fittingly, Shannon Sharp would reel in the touchdown to put him back into the game. 13 unanswered for the road team, and with under 2 to go, off a consecutive interceptions. Dilfer was fantastic late in the ball game. 4th down from the 17, he throws the check down for the score to put Baltimore in front. That's Priest Holmes for 6. 14-13 Ravens, and Elway, who had to overcome for the brutal game out of Terrell Davis, throws this beauty to Smith. Another first down to Ed McCaffrey. Then Jason Elam checks in for the win. This one from 47, and it had room to spare. Beautiful kick from Elam. Denver goes into Baltimore and wins the game by 2. Montana against Manning, and San Francisco has won 4 games in a row, a half game back of the Rams for second place in the NFC West. Montana tosses a touchdown to Taylor. They had a chance to tie it here on a 3rd and goal, but Rhodes is stuffed, and the Colts wouldn't get the ball back. A boring football game won by the Niners, 13-6. Chicago could really add some distance in the NFC North with a win today against the 1-6 Browns. The defense did its job throughout, with this Dave Duerson interception being the highlight. Bears lead in the 3rd quarter 7-6. But Bernie Kosar, who's been struggling to keep his job this season with a league worst 14 interceptions, throws a huge pass on 4th down to Biner. They kick a field goal for the lead, but they still got a chance. There's Chicago. McMahon throws a 25-yard pass to Margram to set him up, and this is Butler for the win, and he missed it just barely. The Bears had a great chance to add some cushion against the Packers. This is their worst loss of the year, 9-7 over Cleveland. And those were the 8 red zone games of the greatest team season. Winner in this one takes first place in the tough AFC West. This was a Hall of Fame showdown between 2 of the great tight ends in NFL history. 76 yards to Gates, then 66 yards off of the dropped interception to Dave Casper for the Raiders' lead. There's Clint Hart with one hand who couldn't grab onto it. Both tight ends went well over 125 yards in this one. Stabler to Branch for his team-best 4th touchdown reception of the season. Now Rivers and company need a drive. Gates for 23. 4th down, Raiders win if they get off the field. Instead, Rivers throws a beauty to Jackson. Then Kading's on for a field goal to force overtime, and the kick is no good off of the upright, and the Raiders win the game. Certainly not the first time Kading's missed a clutch field goal, but the defense couldn't slow down Stabler at all. Hall of Fame day for the quarterback, going for 3 touchdowns. Game of the week, and it's a rematch of the 1999 AFC Championship game, Jaguars and Titans. We pick up the action of the 2nd quarter where Lonnie Martz, who's had a great year, with a pick 6, gives Jacksonville the lead. But then Tennessee has a 21-point 3rd quarter to jump in front by 2 touchdowns. Eddie George, who had his greatest game of the season, has gone from 71. He'd finished the day with 118 yards in that score. Titans could win the game with a field goal, but it is no good from Al Del Greco. The window's cracked open for the Jags, and Brunell took advantage. First pass of the game to Jimmy Smith, good for 20, and they cap off the drive with this touchdown to Stewart. Titans still could win the game with a 3rd down conversion, but Lorenzo Neal is stopped by inches. So the Jags get the ball back out of timeouts. 4th down, Brunell finds Banks on a clutch throw to the sideline. He got the 1st down by inches. There's a look at that 2nd foot down from Banks. So the drive continues for the Jags. Brunell finds Shelton and then Jimmy Smith. And with just 4 seconds left in the game, Brunell throws to the end zone to tie it, and Smith dropped the pass, and the Titans win the game. That's how close Jacksonville was to taking sole possession of the first place spot in the division. Instead, Tennessee wins the game, and now the division lead is even. Both the Jags and Titans are 3-4. The 1986 New York Football Giants against the struggling 1-5 2017 Eagles. Philadelphia came to play in this one with a dominant win against the Giants 31-10, and now they've got a chance to beat their division-leading Cowboys next week as they play Dallas at home. Cowboys lead the way at 4-3 overall. The 2008 Arizona Cardinals are reeling right now to the NFC West, and that division is so good, this losing streak might really cost them late in the season. Horton with the scoop and score, and then Ben Weakery gets into the action with a 35-yard pick 6. Panthers blow out the Cardinals in the desert. Good football game out of the NFC South between the 98 Falcons and the 09 Saints. New Orleans jumped out to a 17-0 lead in this one. They're up by 2 touchdowns at the half, but Atlanta, to their credit, came storming back in the second half. Anderson scores his first touchdown of the season on 4th and goal, the game on the line. Chandler takes off from 4 yards, and we are going to overtime with that clutch run. Atlanta couldn't do much on their 2 overtime drives. This pass to Martin is out of bounds. On the second drive for the Saints off a fumble, Henderson makes the grab, and then Garrett Hartley wins the game, good from 32. New Orleans with the victory matches the Panthers at 5-2, first in the NFC South. There's the schedule for next week of the greatest team season. Extra Point Show's up next.